I noticed that next to you, the gentlewoman from the great state of Ohio, she is determined to change from the Rust Belt to the Future Belt. Okay. And so Congresswoman Betty Sutton is joining us. You're right smack in the middle of what once was the greatest industrial section anywhere in the world. Please share with us your experiences and your hopes and where you think we ought to be going.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having this hour tonight to talk about jobs and manufacturing and how we can make it in America. I appreciate the gentleman from California's leadership and, of course, our friend from Pennsylvania joining us here tonight as well. Manufacturing is the backbone of a strong economy. It's the backbone of this country, and it's long past the time, in my view, that we stand up for U.S. manufacturing. Now, I'm proud to say that I'm a product of a manufacturing household. And when I grew up, it was a time when people could have a good job in manufacturing and put food on the table, cover health care costs, and supply a pension. But we have seen, obviously, a lot of loss of good manufacturing jobs due to a number of things, but including unfair trade practices and policies that put our companies and our workers at a disadvantage. And as we work together to pass this initiative, that is multifaceted in its approach, because there are many things we need to do to level that playing field and invest in many ways in our manufacturing sector so that we can again make things and create real value. We just saw an economic collapse in this country, and it's all too vivid in our minds, and a lot of that, that wealth that we thought was out there was actually created by people moving money around. And there was a lot of smoke and mirrors going on, and when the room cleared up, the American people were smashed under the results. So when you create things, when you make things, you create real value. So we are embarking just on, we've been in this mode, but now we're really ratcheting up the attention to U.S. manufacturing, and it's a welcome train that we're moving here. We've got to encourage innovation. We hear a lot about innovation. We need to create a level playing field, as I said, for U.S. manufacturers. We have to improve our U.S. infrastructure with iron and steel and products produced right here in the United States, and that's what the American people expect us to use when their dollars are being used. We also, of course, have to help our labor pool. We need to strengthen our training and education and coordinate our efforts, because we are in this together and we will make it in America. Today we passed a couple of bills, I'm happy to report, out of the Energy and Commerce Committee, consistent with our goals to make it in America. One of them calls for a national manufacturing strategy. Now, that's a pretty good idea, don't you think? Since it is a multifaceted task and mission that we're on, it makes a lot of sense to plan out our actions and make sure we have our policies in order so that they work together and that they work for and with our businesses and our workers. So the National Manufacturing Strategy Act of 2010 was passed out of the Energy and Commerce Committee and hopefully on its way to the House floor so we can vote on it in the near future. Another bill was passed out of the Energy and Commerce Committee today, and it was a bill that I sponsored called the Foreign Manufacturers Legal Accountability Act of 2010. And this bill deals with products that are manufactured in foreign countries, sold into our marketplace, and then if they injure our consumers, we don't have a right of redress, really, for them to deal with that. So every year, countless Americans are injured, sometimes fatally, by dangerous products that have been manufactured abroad and imported into the U.S. And some of the examples we're all well aware of, the toxic drywall and faulty infant cribs, lead paint and toys, defective tires. And so these products not only hurt consumers, but they also hurt American businesses. Because when our businesses put manufactured products out there, they have to comply with safety standards that we expect for our consumers, yet it's very difficult for injured parties to hold foreign manufacturers accountable because they can't serve process, they don't have jurisdiction over them, and as a result, our consumers and businesses are forced to engage in cost-prohibitive and consuming international legal battles. And what's more is the fact of avoiding all of those issues, producing things in foreign countries, allows them to undercut our U.S. manufacturing, and it's not fair. So this is a bill about fairness. It's about accountability. It will improve the safety of products that come into our marketplace, and it will allow our manufacturers to compete on a level playing field. So we're on our way, and I thank the gentleman for the 3 bills that he has pending on manufacturing, and I look forward to this mission to revitalize the strength of our nation, the backbone of our nation, manufacturing.
I thank the gentlewoman from Ohio for bringing to us the perspective of things that we have yet to do, the idea of a strategy